I was humming softly as I folded the laundry, imagining the weekend Ethan and I had planned. "I can't wait for us to go to that little cabin," I said aloud, hoping he'd hear me when he got home. "I'm sure we'll have a great time," he replied, already distracted by his phone. His eyes didn't meet mine, but I told myself he was just busy. Later that evening, I lingered in the kitchen, washing dishes, when I heard a voice outside the door, Ethan's. I froze. "And she's perfect for me," Ethan said, and my stomach twisted. Her family's connections could open so many doors. I gripped the counter. "Wait, what?" "You shouldn't be here," a voice whispered. I peeked around the corner. Ethan was on the balcony, talking to someone on speakerphone. "I didn't think she'd find out," Ethan said, nervously laughing. "I mean, she's amazing, but—" My heart shattered. I leaned against the wall, trying to breathe. "He's leaving me," I whispered. "I've got everything planned," he continued, oblivious to my presence. "She's wealthy, beautiful, she'll take my career to the next level. I'll just explain things when it's too late." I felt my knees buckle. The floor felt cold against my skin as I slid down, hidden in the shadows. "Lily, that's her name," I muttered. Rage and disbelief collided inside me. "Ethan?" I finally stepped out, my voice trembling. "Is this true?" He froze, his phone slipping from his hand. It's not what you think," he stammered, but his eyes were too guilty. "Not what I think." I laughed bitterly. "You're planning to leave me for her because of money and status?" He looked away. "It's complicated." "Complicated?" I snapped. "I thought we were building a life together." "You lied to me." My voice cracked, tears stinging my eyes. "I didn't lie," he protested weakly. "I just thought maybe it's for the best. You'll understand someday." "I trusted you," I shouted, my hands trembling. Everything I believed about us was a lie. There was silence. Then, a soft, mocking laugh came from the balcony. "Looks like someone's finally realizing the truth," a female voice said. "Lily." She was leaning casually against the railing, her designer bag dangling from her arm. "I warned him I was serious about this, Ethan. You should have told her sooner." I felt nausea rise. You're her?" I managed. "Yes," she said, smirking. "And honestly, I don't think he even had a choice." I wanted to run, scream, vanish. "Why?" My voice was barely audible. "Because some people are meant to rise," Lily replied, turning away. "And some are meant to be left behind." Ethan didn't speak. He avoided my gaze, like a coward. I swallowed, fighting the urge to collapse. "I thought I knew you," I whispered, my hands clenching into fists. "You did," he muttered, almost quietly. "But people change." I laughed hollowly, shaking my head. "No, you changed. And I was just your stepping stone." I turned and walked away, leaving them on the balcony, my chest tight, my mind racing. The life I believed in had crumbled, and all I could feel was the burning, bitter sting of betrayal. I stormed into the apartment, slamming the door so hard that the frames on the wall rattled. "Ethan," I shouted, my voice cracking. "Tell me it's not true." He looked up from the couch, pretending calm. "Not true? What are you talking about?" "You know exactly what I mean," I hissed, pacing back and forth. "Leaving me for her. Lily, everything you said about us, was it all lies?" He rubbed the back of his neck, avoiding my gaze. I don't know what to say." "Don't know what to say?" I screamed. "I trusted you. I loved you." "You're overreacting," he said coldly. "It's not what you think." "Not what I think." I laughed bitterly. "I saw the messages. I heard you talking to her about leaving me." Ethan's eyes flicked toward the floor. Look, I'm doing what I have to do." "Doing what you have to do?" My voice broke. "You're destroying everything we built." "I'm trying to protect you," he said, his tone sharp. "Maybe you'll understand someday." "Protect me? From what?" I spat. "From the truth? From being humiliated." He didn't answer. He never did. I felt like I was screaming into a void. The next morning I called Clara, my voice trembling. "Clara, he's leaving me." He lied." Everything was a lie. Oh, honey, she said softly. I'm so sorry.
Sit down. Breathe.
You're not alone. I don't even know what's real anymore. I admitted, tears slipping down. I feel so stupid for believing him. Don't call yourself that, Clara scolded gently. You loved him honestly. That's not stupid.
But you need to protect yourself now.
Stop trusting blindly. I can't stay here, I whispered. Every corner, every memory, it hurts. Then leave, she said firmly. Take your things. Find a safe place. Distance will help you see clearly. I hung up, my hands shaking. I started packing a small suitcase, cramming clothes and essentials inside. I kept replaying Ethan's face in my mind, the casual way he lied, the way he avoided my eyes. My apartment, our home, suddenly felt suffocating, full of deceit. As I zipped my bag, I muttered to myself, I can't believe I didn't see it. I trusted him. Completely. The door clicked behind me as I left, my heart heavy, but my step steady. I glanced back once, seeing the place we had imagined together, now tainted by betrayal. It's over, I whispered. On the street, Clara met me with a comforting hug. You're making the right choice, she said. You can't heal in that apartment. Go somewhere safe. Start fresh. I feel so small, I admitted, tears brimming. He was my world. And now it's time to find yours, Clara replied. He chose selfishness over love. That's his loss. Don't let him take your life too. I nodded, letting her words sink in. The weight of isolation pressed against me, but her presence gave me a flicker of strength. I took a deep breath. I'll survive, I said, more to myself than anyone else. As I walked to the taxi waiting outside, I felt the sting of betrayal, the hollow ache in my chest, and the first glimmer of determination. I wouldn't let this ruin me. I'd start over, even if it meant leaving everything behind. The apartment faded behind me. A chapter of lies closed, and a new one, uncertain but mine, began. The moving truck left, and suddenly my life felt smaller. I can't believe I'm actually living here, I muttered, dragging my suitcase into the cramped apartment. Clara looked around and raised an eyebrow. It's cozy. She gave me a small smile. It'll do for now. I feel like I've lost everything, I said, sitting on the edge of the bed. My home, my fiancé, my dignity. You haven't lost yourself, she said firmly. Don't let him steal that too. I laughed bitterly. It's hard to even recognize who I am without him. Clara sat beside me. I get it. But right now, surviving matters more than understanding everything.
Find a job.
Pay your rent. Build from there. I don't even know where to start, I admitted. I've been living in his shadow for so long. Then step out of it, Clara encouraged. You're smarter than you think. Use that. The next day, I walked into a tiny cafe, hoping for a waitressing job. Are you hiring? I asked the manager. We might be, he said, glancing at me skeptically. Can you start tomorrow? Absolutely, I replied, feeling a spark of pride. But even as I worked, my thoughts drifted back to Ethan. He's probably showing off with Lily, I whispered under my breath, flipping burgers and refilling coffee cups. Clara called me during my break. You won't believe it, she said. Ethan just posted his engagement announcement. Publicly. With Lily. Everyone's seen it. I froze. What? Are you serious? Completely, she replied softly. I'm so sorry. I dropped the tray I was holding. Coffee spilled, scalding my hand. How could he do this? My chest tightened. He humiliated me. Everyone I know, he flaunted it. Clara's voice was steady. I know it hurts. But listen, don't react out of anger.
Plan.
Think strategically. He may have humiliated you, but he hasn't defeated you yet. I feel so small, I admitted. Like I'm nothing without him. Everyone must think I'm a fool. You're not nothing, Clara said firmly. You're angry. You're hurting. And that's powerful if you channel it correctly. I sat on the floor, staring at the spilled coffee. I don't know if I can handle this. Yes, you can, she insisted. Start by paying your rent.
Keep your job.
Regain control over your life. One step at a time. I wiped my tears with the back of my sleeve. It feels impossible. Nothing worth rebuilding is easy, Clara reminded me. But it's possible. You're stronger than him, stronger than this humiliation. I clenched my fists, breathing through the ache in my chest. Okay, one step at a time, I whispered to myself. I'll survive this. I'll figure it out. For the first time since discovering his betrayal, I felt a flicker of determination. The world outside this tiny apartment was harsh, yes, but maybe, just maybe, I could reclaim some part of myself. Clara's voice echoed in my mind. Use your pain. Don't let it use you. And for the first time, I believed it. I slammed the coffee cup down, spilling the bitter liquid across the table. I can't believe him, I muttered, staring at the brown stain. Marcus, my colleague, raised an eyebrow.
Who?
Ethan? I nodded, fists clenching. Yes. He left me. Publicly humiliated me. And now he's showing off with Lily like nothing happened. Marcus leaned back in his chair, folding his arms.
I saw.
That post was brutal.
I'm sorry.
I know it hurts. It's more than hurt, I said, my voice trembling. It's betrayal. It's rage. I keep imagining telling him off, slapping him, humiliating him the way he humiliated me. You have options, Marcus said carefully. Not revenge yet, but strategic thinking. You can plan without losing yourself in anger. I narrowed my eyes. Strategic thinking? You mean like a chess game? Yes, he said, a small smile tugging at his lips. Observe his moves. Predict his mistakes. Then you act. I swallowed hard. I like that idea. I like it a lot. Marcus chuckled.
Good.
But don't rush. Right now, gather information. Learn what you can. Keep your emotions controlled. I've been letting my emotions control me for months, I admitted. I cried, I raged, I watched him live like I didn't exist. I hate that about myself. You're human, Marcus said gently. And smart humans use pain as fuel. Don't waste it. Channel it. I bit my lip thinking. So, first step, observe. Second step? Second step, he prompted. Plan, I said, feeling a spark of something I hadn't felt in weeks. I'll figure out what he values, what he fears. Then I'll decide how to respond. Marcus leaned forward. Exactly. Right now, start small. Keep your job. Do well. Prove to yourself you can succeed without him. I smiled faintly. I can do that. I'll show everyone that I'm not broken, that I'm better than before. You're already stronger than you think, Marcus said. But don't forget, patience matters. Timing is everything. I tapped the table with my fingers. Patience. Timing. I can wait. I can observe. And when the time comes, he'll regret underestimating me. And remember, Marcus added softly, revenge isn't just about him. It's about reclaiming your life, your dignity, your future. I like that, I said, nodding firmly. I'll reclaim myself first. Then he'll get what he deserves. We worked in silence for a while, but my mind raced with possibilities. Maybe I could start by tracking his projects, seeing where he's vulnerable. Everyone has weaknesses. Even him. Marcus smiled knowingly. Exactly. That's the spark I'm talking about. You're thinking like a strategist, not a victim. I laughed lightly, a sound that felt foreign but satisfying. I feel alive. I hate that I'm enjoying this, but it's powerful. Good, Marcus said. Channel it. Use it. Don't let him know yet. He thinks he's won, but that illusion won't last. I nodded slowly, eyes alight with determination. He won't see it coming. Not even a little. For the first time since discovering his betrayal, I felt a flicker of control, of strength, of revenge waiting to be born. I stared at my laptop, fingers hovering over the keyboard. Our time to actually do this, I muttered to myself. Marcus, leaning against the doorway, raised an eyebrow. Do what exactly? Rebuild my life, I said firmly. I'm enrolling in courses, learning skills, and getting independent. Financially and mentally. He smiled. Finally. That's the mindset I wanted to see. It's not just revenge anymore, I said, closing my laptop. It's about control. My life, my choices, everything he tried to take from me. Marcus nodded. Good. But remember, progress takes patience. Small steps, consistently. I know, I said, pulling out a list I had made the night before. I've scheduled coding classes, financial workshops, even public speaking. I want to be untouchable, not in a way that screams revenge, but in a way that he can't ignore my rise. Marcus chuckled. I like your fire. Just don't burn yourself out. I won't, I said, though the excitement made my pulse quicken. I'll manage my time. I'll grow. And when the time is right, I trailed off, feeling a thrill at the thought. Timing is everything, Marcus reminded me. Always. The next day, I attended my first networking seminar. As I mingled, I caught sight of Lily's assistant, someone I had noticed before in Ethan's social posts. Marcus, that's her assistant, I whispered, pointing discreetly. He glanced over. Careful. But good observation. Might be useful. I nodded. I just need to know what Ethan is up to. She's the key. Over the next hour, I found myself engaging the assistant. Hi, I'm attending the seminar too. You must work with Ethan, right? She smiled politely. Yes, I handle his schedule and some communications. Oh, that must keep you busy, I said, pretending to be casual. I'm curious. How does he manage everything? He seems so confident. She laughed softly. It's a lot of work. Honestly, he depends on us a lot more than people realize. I leaned slightly closer, careful not to alarm her. Interesting. Does he ever make mistakes? Miscalculate? Her eyes flicked nervously. Well, everyone has weaknesses. But you didn't hear it from me. I smiled, inwardly thrilled. Of course not. Later, over coffee, Marcus and I debriefed. Did you get anything? He asked. I think so, I said, my mind racing. Ethan's so sure of himself, he's careless. And his assistant unintentionally gives me info. Small things, but valuable. Perfect, Marcus said. Information plus skill development. That's your power base. Keep building, keep learning. I will, I said, taking a deep breath. I feel alive again. Like I'm finally doing something for me, not just reacting to him. And that's the point, Marcus said. When you rise, it won't be just revenge. It'll be proof that you can thrive without him. I nodded, heart pounding. I'll show him and everyone that I'm not the person he discarded. I'm better, smarter, untouchable. Marcus smirked. Careful with that word. Untouchable. But I like your confidence. I laughed softly. Confidence is part of the plan. Growth, control, observation. Step by step, I'm building everything I need. And patience, Marcus added, his tone serious. The world doesn't bend overnight, but those who wait, strike, and endure always win. I clutched my coffee cup tightly, eyes alight. Then I'm ready. I'll wait.
I'll watch.
And when the time comes, he won't know what hit him. For the first time since the betrayal, I felt power, not over him, not yet, but over myself. And it felt intoxicating. I stared at the documents in front of me, heart pounding. This is it, I whispered to myself. The first step. Marcus leaned over my shoulder. Are you sure you want to do this now? I have to, I said firmly, though a flicker of doubt crossed my mind. He's flaunting everything while I'm rebuilding. It's time he feels a fraction of what I felt. Just remember, Marcus cautioned. Small, subtle impact. Make it believable. Don't get caught. I nodded, fingers trembling as I made adjustments to the digital files. Perfect. If this works, he'll lose a lot without knowing why. You're good at this, Marcus said quietly. Calculated, patient, strategic. That's your strength. I bit my lip. I can't believe I'm actually doing this. Part of me still remembers him. Part of me loves him. You can feel that and still act, Marcus reminded me. Channel the emotion. Don't let it cloud your judgment. I exhaled sharply and clicked the final button, sending the files.
Done.
He won't notice immediately, but it'll unravel soon. Later, I overheard Lily on the phone. I don't know why this is happening. Ethan said everything was in order. I smiled faintly, a surge of satisfaction coursing through me. So she's not perfect, I murmured. She's insecure, fragile. And I can see that now. She's human, Marcus said beside me, leaning casually. Even the people who seem untouchable have weaknesses. I nodded, eyes narrowing. I just need to watch, wait, and let the pieces fall. They'll never see it coming. Hours later, my phone buzzed. A news alert flashed. Ethan's project faces unexpected delay, financial repercussions anticipated. My stomach twisted, half in thrill, half in guilt. Oh God, he's going to notice soon. Feeling guilty? Marcus asked quietly. A little, I admitted. I still remember us. The promises. The dreams. And yet he betrayed everything. That's exactly why this matters, Marcus said firmly. You're balancing emotion with strategy. That's rare. Don't lose it now. I took a deep breath, staring at my reflection in the darkened window. I can't deny the thrill. I can't deny that part of me feels alive. I'm hurting him, but it's justice, right? Justice doesn't have to feel clean, Marcus said softly. It's messy. It's uncomfortable, but it works. I nodded, swallowing hard. I'll accept the discomfort. I'll accept this because it's mine. I'm taking back control. Later, I overheard Lily again, her voice shaking. Maybe we rushed into this. I don't know if I can handle it all. Ethan expects so much from me. I'm scared. I raised an eyebrow. She's not untouchable. She's fragile, like I thought. Marcus smiled faintly. Observation. That's your key. You don't need to act against her. Just watch, learn, and let their insecurities crumble their world. I clenched my fists, excitement and guilt intertwining. He's cracking. He thinks he's untouchable. He's not. And Lily, she's not the queen she pretends to be. Yes, Marcus said, nodding. Now let it simmer. Patience is part of the strike. I sank into my chair, a shiver running through me. This is just the beginning. But the first strike, oh, it feels intoxicating. And for the first time since he betrayed me, I felt the raw power of control, tinged with guilt, but undeniably mine. Marcus leaned against my desk, eyes uneasy. There's something I need to tell you. I looked up, cautious. What is it? He ran a hand through his hair. I have feelings for you. I've had them for a while. My heart skipped. Marcus, now is not the time. I can't. I know, he interrupted gently. I'm not asking for anything. I just needed you to know. You're important to me, and I can't pretend otherwise. I swallowed hard, emotions swirling. I care about you too. But right now, my focus has to be on me, on fixing my life. He nodded slowly. I understand. I just wanted to be honest. And I'll wait, as long as you need. Before I could respond, my phone buzzed. A message from Ethan.
Can we talk?
I want to explain. Please. I stared at it, my chest tightening. He has no right, I muttered. After everything, you don't have to respond, Marcus said firmly. Not if it will hurt you. I hesitated, thumb hovering over the screen. Part of me wants to see if he's actually remorseful. Another part knows it's a trap. I called him. What do you want, Ethan? I just want to apologize, he said softly. I made mistakes. I never meant to hurt you this way.
Can we talk?
You lied, humiliated me, and left me for her. And now you want an apology? I spat, fury rising. Do you know how that feels? How much pain you caused? I know, he pleaded. I was wrong. I miss you. I can fix this. I promise.
No, Ethan.
I won't let you manipulate me with lies and fake remorse. I'm not the same person anymore, I said, voice steady despite the tremor in my hands. We can still be.
No.
We're done, I interrupted, anger giving me clarity. I'm not going back. You lost your chance when you chose her. I'm rebuilding myself. My life doesn't need you anymore. There was silence on the line. Then, finally, he whispered, I understand. I hung up and exhaled sharply. I am stronger than I thought. And I don't need his forgiveness or his love. Marcus watched me, eyes soft. You handled that well. I'm proud of you. Thank you, I said quietly. I realize now that my empowerment comes from independence, from reclaiming my life, not from his approval. He smiled faintly.
Exactly.
Revenge or closure doesn't come from him. It comes from you taking control. I nodded, determination rising. I have my strategy. I have my plan. Nothing and no one can derail it. Marcus hesitated, then asked softly, Do you think you might eventually allow yourself happiness? With someone who respects you. I considered him for a moment, then smiled faintly. Perhaps. But not yet. Right now, I need to focus on me, my growth, my life. The rest will follow. Good, he said, voice warm. I'll be here, supporting you no matter what. I felt a flicker of gratitude, a mix of emotions I couldn't fully name. Thank you, Marcus. I need that. But I also need to stay focused. On the plan. On my rise. He nodded, understanding. Then rise. And show them all who you truly are. I exhaled, straightening in my chair. I will. Nothing will stop me now. Clara called me early that morning. You need to see this, she said, voice low but urgent. I frowned. What is it? Ethan's company, he's losing clients fast. Something went wrong with a major deal. Social media's buzzing. People are questioning him. I felt a strange pang, a mix of curiosity and caution. Show me. Minutes later, I scrolled through the posts. Headlines read, Ethan's project delayed amid financial controversy and CEO missteps shake confidence in Lily partnership. My chest tightened. So it's happening. Slowly, subtly karma. Marcus, leaning against my desk, said quietly, Looks like your observation paid off. He's too confident, too careless. That's his weakness. I don't feel triumphant, I admitted. It's not joy. It's satisfaction tinged with guilt. I never wanted him to suffer like this. But he set the stage himself. Clara frowned. Don't let guilt stop you. You didn't orchestrate everything directly. You acted once, strategically. Now, it's the natural outcome. I nodded slowly. I know. But seeing him stumble, watching Lily grow anxious, it's surreal. She's not the perfect partner he thought she was. I've noticed that too, Marcus said. She's insecure. Her confidence is all facade. She's reacting, not leading. Exactly, I said, a small smile tugging at my lips. It's like watching a house of cards tremble. I can step back and observe. Clara leaned closer. And what are you feeling? Relief, mostly. That the world balances itself sometimes. That people get consequences naturally, I said. But also emptiness. Revenge isn't as sweet as I imagined. It doesn't fill the hole he left. Marcus nodded. That's why you need to keep growing. Focus on yourself, not just on him. That's real power. I exhaled, letting the weight of truth sink in. I see now. Watching him falter is a lesson, not a victory. Clara placed a hand on my shoulder. And it's a lesson in control. You're choosing observation over reaction. That's maturity. I smiled faintly. I'm learning to separate myself from the chaos he created. To rise above it. To survive without hating myself in the process. Later, I received a call from a minor associate connected to Ethan's company. I can't believe how chaotic things have become, he said nervously. Clients are pulling out. He's struggling. Yes, I've noticed, I said carefully. It seems he underestimated his partners. Or perhaps overestimated himself. Exactly, he replied, relieved I wasn't criticizing him. Everything seems to be spiraling. And yet, I said softly, I don't feel joy. Just understanding. Life doesn't need my celebration. It unfolds as it must. Marcus smiled. That's the right perspective. Observe. Learn.
Grow.
Karma is a tool, not a weapon for you to wield emotionally. I nodded, letting the words sink in. I see it now. I can rise without him, without revenge consuming me. I can be stronger, wiser, and independent. Clara's voice was gentle over the phone. And that's all that matters. Not his fall. Your rise. I leaned back, eyes tracing the ceiling. I understand. Watching them crumble isn't pleasure. It's clarity. It's perspective. It's freedom. For the first time in months, I felt steady. Not vengeful, not broken. Just aware, alive, and in control of my own life. My phone buzzed, and I froze. The name flashing on the screen made my stomach twist. Ethan. He wouldn't dare, I muttered, hesitating. Marcus leaned over my shoulder. You gonna answer? I shook my head. I don't know if I can, but I need to hear him out once. For closure. I swiped to accept the call. What do you want, Ethan? My voice was sharp. I need to talk, he said, voice shaky.
Please.
I made mistakes. I was wrong. I can't fix it, but I want to explain. Explain? I echoed, incredulous. You humiliated me, lied, and left me for her. And now you want to explain? I know, he said quietly. I've lost everything. My work, my image, Lily's patience. I never thought it would fall apart like this. I see now what I threw away. I clenched my fists. You're finally feeling the consequences. You think remorse fixes it. I don't expect forgiveness, he admitted. I just needed you to know I regret it. That I understand the pain I caused you. Regret? I whispered, voice tight. Do you even know what that feels like? Do you understand how betrayed I felt? How abandoned? I think I do, he said softly. Every deal I lost, every misstep. It all feels like a mirror of what I did to you. And I can't undo it. I laughed bitterly, tears brimming. A mirror? That's all? You think your career troubles are anything compared to my life being ripped apart? No, he said, his voice breaking. Nothing compares. I just can't pretend I didn't hurt you. I can't lie to myself anymore. I swallowed, rage and sorrow colliding. Do you feel fear now? For once in your life, do you feel small, powerless? Yes, he admitted. I've never felt so fragile. I always thought I was untouchable, above consequences. I see now I was wrong. And I hate that it took losing you and failing publicly to realize it. I stared at the screen, heart hammering. So this is what it feels like. Karma isn't just a word. It's watching someone fall who thought they could never. I never wanted it to be like this, he said quietly. I wanted success, love, without realizing I could have both if I'd been honest. Honesty would have saved everything, I said, voice low but cutting. Instead, you traded me for ambition and wealth, and now you have neither peace nor love. There was silence on the line. I felt a strange calm wash over me, the anger tempered by clarity. Do you understand now? Yes, he whispered. I understand. And it hurts more than I ever imagined. I exhaled slowly, feeling the weight lift. Good. Maybe now, you'll truly learn what it means to live with your choices. Thank you for listening, he murmured. You don't deserve my mercy, I said firmly. But I'll let you live with your own reckoning. That's punishment enough. I ended the call, hands shaking, but I felt lighter. Watching his mask fall, seeing his regret firsthand, was not vengeance, it was clarity. For the first time, karmic justice wasn't an idea. It was real. And I was finally free from the shadow of his lies. I stared at the blueprint on my desk, a small smile tugging at my lips. This is finally mine, I whispered. Marcus, leaning against the doorway, nodded. It's impressive. You've come a long way. I have, I admitted. From heartbreak to this. I'm finally building something that's entirely my own. Not a shadow of him. Not defined by betrayal. You've earned it, Marcus said softly. Your skills, your determination, everything brought you here. I tapped the desk. I used to think revenge was the goal.
But now I realize the goal was me.
My growth, my independence. Everything else is secondary. And how does that feel? He asked. Liberating, I said, letting out a slow breath. It's not just about proving him wrong. It's about proving to myself that I'm capable, that I can rise, even from ashes. Marcus smiled faintly. You've learned well. Independence is powerful. And it looks good on you. I laughed softly. I still can't believe I doubted myself for so long. Letting him define my worth, how naive I was. You are human, Marcus said gently. And humans grow through pain. You've taken your lessons and built strength. I leaned back, fingers tracing the edge of the blueprint. I think I'm ready to launch. Not for him, not for anyone else. For me. You should be proud, Marcus said. You've balanced intelligence with emotional control. That's rare. I nodded. It feels strange. Peaceful even. Ethan, he's gone from my life. Broken, I suppose, but alive. I don't feel glee at his downfall. I just accept it. Accept myself. Acceptance is powerful, Marcus said quietly. It frees you to move forward without being chained to the past. I smiled, thinking of the journey. From the betrayal, the humiliation, the heartbreak, I've grown. I've learned patience, strategy, and self-respect. I've learned to forgive without forgetting. To let go of anger while keeping the lessons. You're wise beyond what most people your age can claim, Marcus remarked. I've had harsh teachers, I said wryly. Life, betrayal, consequences. But I've survived, and more than that, I've thrived. Marcus leaned closer. And you'll continue to thrive. Your venture, your independence, this is just the beginning. I looked at the sunlight streaming through the window, feeling warmth spread through me. I never thought I'd feel this whole. Not needing validation from him or anyone else. Not letting my past define my future. That's true empowerment, Marcus said. And it's yours. I exhaled, a mixture of relief and pride filling me. I've risen from the ashes of my own heartbreak. Stronger, wiser, unbroken, and free. Marcus smiled.
Here's to you.
To everything you've overcome. And everything you're going to create. I nodded, eyes bright. Here's to me. To life, to growth, to independence. To finally living on my own terms. For the first time in what felt like forever, I didn't look back. The past was a lesson, not a chain. And I was ready to soar. I leaned back in my chair, hands clasped behind my head. It's finally quiet, I whispered. Marcus, sitting across from me, smiled. Quiet but earned. You've worked for this. Every step, every challenge, it's yours now. I never imagined I'd feel this calm, I admitted. Not just calm, but strong. Independent. Free. You've come a long way, Marcus said gently. From the person who cried over betrayal to the person who commands her own life. I laughed softly. I guess that's true. And Lily is gone. I barely see her now. It seems that all her confidence, her glamour, was just a facade. Shallow relationships crumble under pressure. Exactly, Marcus nodded. And you've survived while keeping your dignity intact. That says a lot. I exhaled, thinking of the journey. I don't crave revenge anymore. I don't even think about Ethan in the same way. The universe handled him. Karma did its work, subtly but surely. Clara called from the other room. Morning superstar, she teased. How does it feel to be untouchable? I chuckled. Untouchable, huh? More like balanced. I've built my life, my career, my peace. That's power. Clara grinned. I've watched you grow. You're not the same person who doubted herself in that tiny apartment. Not by a long shot. No, I'm not, I admitted. Every step, every heartbreak, every mistake, I learned from it. I survived. I thrived. And I finally understand what it means to forgive without forgetting. Marcus leaned forward. That's wisdom. Strength and grace together. That combination makes you unstoppable. I smiled faintly. eyes wandering to the skyline outside.
I feel proud, yes.
But also vigilant. Life doesn't pause for anyone. Strength is necessary, not optional.
Wise words, Marcus said.
And the people around you reflect that growth. You've chosen allies carefully. Clara, me, those who lift, not harm.
Exactly, I said, nodding.
I see now that my past naivety almost cost me everything. But I've turned that into experience, resilience, and strategy. I'm ready for anything. Clara appeared in the doorway, holding 2 cups of coffee.
Here.
Fuel for the unstoppable woman, she said, handing me one. I accepted it with a smile. Thank you. I felt peaceful, but aware. Peace isn't passive. It's power restrained, focus sharpened. I've learned that the hard way. Marcus raised his cup in a quiet toast. To peace, power, and the lessons that brought them. I clinked my cup against his. To survival, transformation, and knowing the universe balances itself. I don't need to chase vengeance. I only need to continue rising. Clara smiled.
And you will.
Always. I took a slow sip, letting the warmth fill me. The past felt distant, the betrayal like a shadow I'd left behind. Life was still unpredictable, but I was ready, steady, strong, and aware. For the first time, I felt fully in control. Karma had done its part, but my power was mine alone as I walked into the cafe, the smell of coffee familiar and comforting. And there he was, Ethan, sitting alone, eyes downcast. The man who had once held my heart now seemed smaller somehow. I approached, calm but steady.
Ethan.
He looked up, startled. You're here. I pulled out a chair, and Saturday, yes.
I wanted to see you one last time.
No anger, no games. Just clarity. He swallowed. I don't know what to say. I've made so many mistakes. I lost everything that mattered. You did, I said softly, studying him. And yet, I'm not here to gloat. I'm not here to hurt you. That chapter is closed. I don't deserve this, he admitted, voice low. I was selfish, blind, prideful. And now I've lost it all. Lily, my career, your trust, everything. I nodded. And now you understand the weight of your choices. But Ethan, my true victory isn't over you. It's over my past self, the one who trusted blindly, who doubted her own worth, who let him define me. He blinked, silent. I see, he whispered. I used to think I needed you to feel whole. I continued, voice steady. I used to think revenge would heal me, but it didn't. What healed me was claiming my life, my skills, my independence. That's where my power lies. I never imagined you'd become this, he said quietly. Strong, unshakable. I said simply. And I didn't achieve it by clinging to the past. I achieved it by rising above it. He nodded slowly, humility in his eyes. I wish I could have seen it sooner. I wish I hadn't. Yes, I said, cutting in gently. We all have regrets. We all make mistakes. But dwelling on them doesn't change the present. I've learned that. And now I live for myself, not for him, not for anyone else. He stayed silent, absorbing my words. The confidence, the calm, it was unfamiliar to him, as if I had become a person entirely new yet undeniably me. I hope you find your way too, I said softly. Not by trying to hurt others, not by chasing status, but by accepting responsibility, by learning from what you lost. He nodded again, eyes wet. Thank you. For everything. Even the lessons your strength gave me. I smiled faintly, a bittersweet tug at my heart. This is goodbye, Ethan. No hatred. No longing. Just peace. He exhaled, a mixture of relief and sorrow. Goodbye. I stood, adjusting my bag. I've come full circle. From heartbreak to clarity, from betrayal to empowerment. My life is mine, fully, and nothing he does, or did, can take that away. I walked out into the sunlight, each step lighter than the last. The past was a shadow behind me, and the future stretched wide and bright ahead. For the first time, I felt complete, not because of what I had gained, but because of who I had become.